So, hello everybody. Yes, we are on. We are on. So this chat was actually about the Sapphire Portal. So this chat is about the Sapphire Portal. So this is basically about the medical billing and program coding program in itself. Okay. The coding program, you guys see that little message I just put out there today. It's just to kind of let you know about the coding program. And I had such great feedback in regards to do you want a free medical billing and coding program? 97% yes. So I want you guys to make sure that you find this program because these classes that are on the YTU are free. Okay, you do need other materials to get you to the point where you are taking your CPC, where you are retaining. It's going to help you. The Sapphire Physician Coding Academy actually gives you more insight than what you get in YTU. But YTU is your start. You know, this is your start. If you don't know anything about coding, this is your start. You don't know anything about billing, this is your start. If you want a kickstart back into coding, if you're at the hospital and you want to get back into the coding, here is where you would start. Okay, you guys can see in the descriptions, many of the chats, the coding chats and the medical billing chats. I put links down there to help you. I did sit here without my water, right? And these links help you to get you going. Okay, the Sapphire Coding .com link. I'll put it on the side. I started to put links on the site to give you guys a kind of a heads up. Go to this link and then you can see all of the courses that we have in there that you can do. And again, you don't have to do all the courses. You can do one at a time if you want to. If you want to join the Sapphire Academy program, then you're going to click that link, see more courses, and then it's going to take you to the Sapphire bookstore and you're going to see all of the courses. You can choose whichever one of those programs that you want. You will get Sapphire email. The email lets you into the portal. When you actually get into the portal, you can see the different files that are there. Everything is in PDF. It's in PDF so that it is easy for you to load into Google Drive, load as a document, put in a file, take anywhere you want to, put it in your iCloud file without having to open up any websites. So you can use the Sapphire Portal in an app, or you can do it as a web link. You can just go on a search engine and tap on your Teams portal, or you go through your Microsoft. You have to have the Microsoft in order for you to add your school email. When you add your school email to your Microsoft, it's going to take you right to the Teams portal. So in the Teams portal, you can write discussion board. You can hold conversation with your other teammates. You can send them messages. You can send me videos. You can request a one-on-one with me. You can go on the calendar at Miss Lambert, one-on-one XYZ, and I will get back to you. So there's a lot of different things that you can do on the Sapphire portal that we cannot do here. So your tests and competencies are on the Sapphire portal. So a lot of things that you guys hear me say, you cannot do those things on YTU, but we can do them in the Sapphire portal. If you go to the website, I'm going to still be putting links over here. If you go to the website, it will take you to the bookstore. When you go to the bookstore, you will see I also put a copy of my book in there. This one, why I have it way over there, I have no idea. Can you please come this way? Thank you kindly. See, I have all kinds of stuff. This should be right here. This should be right here. It's right here. Okay, so This is the medical billing and coding Q&A. Okay. You can get this book in hard copy if you go to Amazon.com. But you can also get this book in ebook if you join Sapphire Physician Coding. Choose one of those programs. I'm going to show you the programs. So you choose one of these programs when you go on that website. Okay, so you have an advanced program, you have a transitional, and a basic. The hours vary depending on you. Depends on how long you're going to take to do the program. How long are you going to take to do XYZ? Okay, your basic program is generally medical billing. Okay, just medical billing. Your transitional program would be your medical billing, your coding, your advanced would be all of it. So when you go on the website, you can see what you're taking. If you just want to do medical billing, then just do medical billing. You're just going to choose a basic, pretty much a basic course. Your transitional would be your medical billing, and your coding, your advanced would be all of it. So, and again, this is a chat just to kind of answer a lot of questions that we're getting about the program. And this is kind of how we started this in the beginning, which is still the same. There's 21 classes in medical terminology. We are almost finished with medical terminology. There may be 3 more classes. I'm going to do a medical terminology class right after this chat. Okay, because remember, this chat is just to give you an idea what the Sapphire Physician Coding Academy is, what we do. This is YTU. YTU is YouTube University. And what we do here is we still prepare you for the medical billing and the coding. Okay, but your Sapphire class is in that website. Website is on the site, sapphirecoding.com. I'm not sure if I have links down below, but I will put a few links in this chat. The medical terminology chat that's after this, the links will be in there. So again, when you join, when you register for Sapphire Physician Coding, you get this book with it. Okay, you get this book. And this book, a lot of people are asking me about it. You don't have to get the hard copy if you don't want to. It comes in ebook as well. So when you go to the Sapphire Academy or Sapphire Online, or Coding Online, you'll see that book in there. It's in the ebook. So the Sapphire students, this book is free to them. The medical terminology book is also in there. It's in e-form. And again, these are the 3 classes, and depending on which one you want, that's the one that you're going to register for. When you go to the website, you just pick the course that you want. Read every description that I have in there, because you're going to get that orientation first. And you're going to read all of the orientation. Everything is in PDF across the board, and there are videos in there. There is an automatic archivable video in there. And you're going to look at everything in that orientation, from the syllabus to how long the classes are and what you're going to be studying. It's pretty much you're either reading it, printing it out, or you're reading it on a computer. Okay, so that's your first step when you are registering for Sapphire Physician Coding. Again, this is a program that teaches you how to teach yourself. We don't micromanage, we don't hold hands, but I make sure that I am with you every step of the way. Again, you can use discussion board in the Sapphire Portal. I'm going to show you all the Sapphire Portal in a few minutes. The Sapphire Portal is where you can go in regards to, you do not have to download courses from the bookstore if you do not want to. When you first register, you will get your orientation first anyway. After you do that, I have an email that lets me know who registers for my school. When I get the email, I know for administration to get their packet ready, get their welcome letter ready, get their invoice ready. Even though you get an invoice, you're going to get an invoice when you check out with that tuition. You're going to get, again, you're going to get your invoice. You're going to get access to the Sapphire School. You have to have a Sapphire Physician Coding email to enter the portal. In the portal, you can look at any class that you want. You can review any class that you want. Your classes are done here on YTU. Once I finish this pilot program on YTU, And I call it the pilot program because it's not the full throttle of me talking about what I normally talk about in my class. We talk about a lot more. We demonstrate a lot more. I go through it a lot more. Uh, when we do this, because this is a pilot course for the YTU, we will then do the courses and I will have them locked. I will have those courses locked. They will not be for the public. They will only be for the Sapphire students. These YTU courses is for everybody. They're for everybody. So, that's some of the things that I wanted to kind of let you know about the Sapphire program. Also, in the Sapphire program is where you will see your tests, your competencies. Everybody has a folder in there. You have your folder. If you have a test that you're giving me back and you want me to grade it, it goes in your folder. And you are sending me an email, and Ms. Lambert, my test is there waiting to be graded. I'm grading it and I'm putting it back in there. This sheet here is where you're supposed to put your grades. So if I finish grading your test and your test is in the portal, this is where you're putting your grades at. So if you did medical terminology 1, chapter 1, language of medicine, then you're putting the date you took it and you took and put the score that I gave you. Now, you don't have to do it like that. You can get the medical terminology book that I just written. There are tests in there. That was for YTU. There are tests in there, and the answers are actually in that book. But when you're in the Sapphire portal, I grade your tests. This is where you're going to put your grades at. This document is in the Sapphire portal. Okay, so everything that you take in my classroom is here. Okay, everything is here. So there's nothing that you're going PDF because, okay, what's wrong with this? I put everything in PDF because it's easier for you to keep. It's easier for you to keep. I used to have it on a portal where you really couldn't download it. You had to be on that portal to be in the classroom. So now I have it where you can be on the portal and you can even download whatever you want straight from the portal. So again, that's just Sapphire portal. And I've gone over that before in prior chats, so you guys can also take a look at that. Now, there are some of you who may not want to do the whole throttle, may not want to get in on all the medical billing. Again, you can get this book. That's just medical billing. That's just medical billing. There are no tests or anything in there if you want to just kind of check that out. And again, you can get that on Amazon.com, or you can go to physicians.sapphirecoding.com and you can order it from me. Again, some of you do want to get into the portal, which some of you have. I mean, and y'all haven't had any issues. As soon as you go in there, we know when you've registered. We know when you have gotten one of the courses in there. Look at one of the other chats, and it talks about Sapphire Physician Coding. Once you actually go in there, we will get an email that you are registered. Once you are registered as in you've already paid for your program. And you're going to see down the list, there are 18 additional programs to get within that. You are going to get a code from us. That code lets you download each one. You do not have to download all of them. You can go on that website anytime you want to. If you're just doing cardiology, just code cardiology. Because when we do the coding, we're going to start with medicine. If you say, I just want to do medicine first, then just download the medicine. You still have access to download the rest from the bookstore, or you can just download them all at one time. In the Sapphire portal, the same courses that are on the website in the bookstore are in the portal. So you do not have to download if you choose not to. If you want to just open and review and do your work while it is open, that's fine. That's fine. But you do need the Sapphire Physician Coding email to get in there. Okay. Like I said, you can send me emails from there. We can do discussion board from the portal. I'm grading your tests from there. They go back into your folder. So you see how the difference is of us doing the YTU and doing the Sapphire Physician Coding. There's a lot more that you get from the Sapphire Physician Coding. Now, in addition to getting this ebook that's already in there, that will give you guys insight. Every time I look at this book, I can't believe I made this book with all this stuff in it. It's beautiful. You also get the medical language of medicine book. All right, I got a lot of stuff up here. You also get the language of medicine book, which you guys have seen all the time because this is the book that we actually use. I'll probably have to sign it again. So let me sign it again. It's elsevier.com. Y'all know I'm going to put that link up there. The book is generally, I think it's about, I don't know, $100 or something like that. It's $100 if it's new. Okay, you probably can get a used one for $60 or something like that. And you probably can go to thrift.com and get one that's an older version for, I don't know, $5. Okay. But if you do Sapphire Physician Coding and you join the Sapphire Physician Coding program in the classroom, you already have the book. Okay. You already have the book in there. So that book comes with your program. Okay. So the language of medicine book that we always use is this one right here. I'm gonna share my screen. That we've been using from day one. But again, you do not have to get, you don't have to get the brand new one. You know, you can get one that is, you know, a year or two older or something like that. And, you know, it should be good. Okay, this is it right here. So again, the Sapphire Physician Coding program comes with this book. Okay, and it's in e-form. So this is a book that you will not have to get. And you also get the medical billing and coding Q&A. This book is $29. That book is $100 and change. And right now your program is $59.99. If you go to the website, the tuition for one course is only $9.99. And y'all know during the summertime, I slash that down when I'm doing a promo. The 15th, I'm going to take that promo off. We're going to see how it works out with you guys registering with the $9.99 for one class and then the $59 for the registration. And it's normally $1,389. Since I've done the YTU and I'm getting more of you guys in the classroom, I'm getting more of you guys involved in the program, in the coding program. So I was able to go ahead and knock that down based on how many of you are watching videos on YouTube. So that's why we were able to break that down to $59.99. It's just like doing Medicaid. If you have 1 million Medicaid patients and they're paying a penny on a dollar versus 500,000 commercial patients and they're paying 500 on a dollar, I mean, it's no comparison. I take all the Medicaid patients because look how many Medicaid patients I have on a penny. So that's the reason why we do that lowering right there. So just take heed to that. And especially those of you who have not done medical billing or not done coding before. So the Sapphire Portal, again, to navigate through that, that's the reason why we kind of put that up there. Let me see if I have it up here. And I've already done something like this with the portal. Hold on, I think it's over here. Oh, it's over here. So we've already done something like that. And I think I do have a chat that actually has us going through that portal. I do. So this is just to kind of give you insight on what we do in the Sapphire Portal and what you will do when you actually sign on to the sapphirecoding.com and then you look for the bookstore. So when you do look for the bookstore, it says to see more or something like that. If you want to see more, okay. So here is the Sapphire Portal. This is the Sapphire Portal. I have a lot of student names in here, so I'm not going to navigate too much through here, but I'm just going to let you kind of get an insight on this portion right here. So in here is where I upload videos. So anything that we do on YouTube, I can upload it here. Any type of discussion board or any type of chat that we do, as you guys can see, that's here. Okay, I have student chat in there, so I don't want to. I'm not going to click on through that. But again, you see how these portals are right here. This is your student peers. This is where your folders are. So every time somebody registers for my class, they get a new folder. Okay, they get a folder and all their work goes inside that folder. Here is the Sapphire Portal. Here is where all of your classes are in the Sapphire portal. So you see how I was saying you don't have to download everything off of the website if you don't want to. You can go in here and open whatever you need to. Okay, because remember, this is a self-study program. You still have a teacher. I am your teacher. We still teach you, but we make it where you can go in when you want to. There's no, okay, hurry up and finish this XYZ, but we do give you a schedule so that you can stay on track. Okay, if you start today and you have three things that you need to do, and I got to go on vacation. When you come back to vacation, you're going to look at that schedule and you know where you left off at. You see, so that's what's in here in the Sapphire portal. You have a schedule in here. You have syllabus in here. This is a business plan I put in here for you guys. So there's several different classes in here that you will do. You have why should I join Sapphire? Or, what is Sapphire Physician Coding about? Let me see the list. You have our attendance. This is our attendance protocol. We have an SOP in here, standard operation procedure, how we run the classes, how this thing works online. You have something in here on how I want you to do your summary. Your Sapphire coding orientation is in here. You have chat links in here. Your Sapphire program card is in here. This is where you should be. Okay, we have the chat in here on the books. So anytime if I have a chat in here and I put it in here, I'm going to copy the link from YouTube and then I'm going to put it in the portal. Okay, this is your free Kindle book guide. That's a video on how we did the Kindle. These are the books that are required. You have a 16-week syllabus. You have a 16-week schedule. You have a 9-week schedule. You have a 9-week syllabus, 20-week syllabus, 20-week schedule, 40 weeks. Everything is in here. Once you finish with all that orientation there, which we have much more information in here for you to keep you on track, which is a part of the Sapphire program. Here is your prereq courses right here. This is where you're going to start your prereq courses. And in your prereq courses is where you are doing the medical billing. The medical terminology is a prereq. The medical billing is a prereq. The coding is a prereq. Okay, ICD-10 is a prereq, CPT is a prereq, and HCPCS is a prereq. It is a prereq because you are doing the step-by-step book. So in order for you to get to those core courses, for you to get to that CPC guide, you have to have already learned medical billing. You have to have already learned how to code. You have to have already deciphered what is CPT, what is ICD-10. You see what I'm saying? So those are your core courses before you start anything else. There are students who do not start with medical terminology or billing because they already know that. Some of those are already working in a hospital. So at Sapphire, we're not mandating you to do anything. You're the one who's going to choose what you want to work on. Maybe you need just a little bit of a brush up. Maybe you're working at the front desk and you've seen some of the billing and you've seen some of what they're doing. And you say, Ms. Lambert, well, I just need a quickie on that. Okay, so that's you going into the portal and you are going to view some of the things that you've seen around that office. If you go to medical billing and you look at that medical billing book, flip to that book and say, oh, I saw that. Let me see. What does that mean? You see how we do the medical terminology? And when we do medical terminology, everybody go, oh, man, it's like stuff that you're thinking about. And here we've gone over it in the classroom. And you're like, wow, we went over that yesterday in Miss Lambert's class. So it is the same thing. When you join my class, you have access to go into that portal and look at what you need to. When you register for the class, when you purchase the program, we do a one-on-one on Teams. I see you, you see me. We talk on Teams and I follow you through the navigation of how to do the Teams. This is what you're going to look at. This is how you do your email. This is how you send your other students email. If you want to send me an email through the portal, that's fine. Your Sapphire Physician Coding email is a regular email. You communicate through me with your school email. Okay, you may get like a receipt from your regular email, But your email that is generated from Sapphire Physician Coding is how you communicate to me. So I know that you are my student communicating to me. So that's considered to me discussion board. Your other discussion board is you're going into the Sapphire portal and you are literally discussing with me. So let me see if I can get a chat where all of us are not chatting. So sometimes me and all of the students are chatting. Sometimes some of us are chatting. We do group chat. So that's why I can put this. I can't really. I'm trying to see if I can get a blank chat. Right. All right. So how come I can't close this? All right, so I can show you this. So this piece right here, this is how we chat. Okay, so don't worry about that. I just blacked all that out because I have people chatting right here. But this is considered discussion board. So I choose who I want to chat to, or I can put all of y'all up here. We can have group chat here. And here is where you're going to send me a chat. If I'm not in the portal, you can type right here in the portal and I will still get it. Any of the administration will get this chat and I can respond to you. So when you go on the Sapphire portal, you're going to go into your Microsoft account. So your Microsoft account is where you have your Microsoft email. You can create a Microsoft email if you don't have one. It's either Outlook or what is it, 360. So when you create that, Valerie, you go in there and then you say you want to add an account. When you add an account, Valerie, put your Sapphire Coding email in there. When you put your Sapphire Coding email in there, the portal will pop up. It's taking you to a whole different teams. Okay? So you and I will go over that on a one-on-one, but we're going to do like a quickie through here, and then we're going to go over that. So let me just show you what the Microsoft that I'm looking at. I wonder, can I pull that up? It's Microsoft Outlook. So when you go on your Microsoft Outlook, you know how you add emails in there? Add your email that are sent to you. Make sure you change your password. So I say change your password. When you change your password, you're just going to go straight in there. Okay. So again, when you guys register, you get your one-on-one, and your one-on-one is going to help you to navigate through the Sapphire portal. So let me just kind of chip down a little bit. Let's go back here. So in the Sapphire portal, I'm going back to the Sapphire portal files. Okay, so the Sapphire portal is Sapphire Teams portal. So it's just like as if you were, having like a Teams or something like that. Like I have different teams. I have personal teams, and I have the school team, and then I have the regular, just the business teams. So when you open your Microsoft, it's going to be Microsoft Outlook. You guys know the little blue thing with the emails. That's your Microsoft Outlook. When you open that up, add your Sapphire email. Add your Sapphire email. And then when you open it, it's going to say Sapphire Physician Coding when you open it. Okay? So when you finish, you can go, once you get in there, you should be able to open up any file you want. Just navigate through. Just kind of peek around, navigate through. Even before you get your one-on-one, you should be able to get in there and navigate through. So let's just start a little bit from the beginning. Who's that sent me an email? Okay, so all right, that's Tatiana. So Tatiana wants to know, after you register, what do you do? How do you get the courses? After you register, once you go on the portal and you choose the course that you want, more than likely everybody choose the advanced course. Even if you don't want to do medical billing and just don't do them. But it's better for you to get the full course before it goes back to 1,300 because you have to add all of them in there. When you go to checkout, before you get to checkout, make sure you read all the descriptions and stuff that I have in there. When you get to checkout, if you have a promo code, go ahead and use the promo code. But I haven't given any promo codes for this summer, so you guys may not have none. But if you guys do, you put your promo code in it and you go ahead and check out. You should have a download that lets you download your orientation. So orientation for Sapphire is normally 1 week. On your schedule, it shows you orientation is 1 week. So that first thing that you download is this week right here. This is what you download when you first register. Okay. Then I know you registered. I give you a code. So that you can download the rest of those courses. And they're in PDF so that you can put them on Google Drive. You can put them in documents. You can put them in your iCloud file. You can take them wherever you want to go. So when you sit there and say, let me do some studying real quick. Let me take a look at this. When you do that and your schedule, that's also in that orientation, you are here. You don't have to print this out. I print this out just to kind of show you guys when I do class. You're here. So in your schedule, and again, this is just to keep you on track. This is not like a mandatory schedule that you guys have to do. This is also in the Sapphire Portal. So this is a 20-week schedule. So this one is a 20-week schedule. So you're going to put your date in there, date that you started. You guys already have it in there. All you have to do is just type in it, or you can print it if you want to. Michelle, she prints hers. I don't know why, but she prints it. I print it just so I can show you. So that orientation that you first bring out is this right here. So this is the week of orientation. And it shows you, it says orientation PDF. So you're looking at orientation 1, 2, and 3. Okay, week 1. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. That's Monday. Tuesday, you should be looking at 4, 5, and 6 orientation. Wednesday, you should be looking at 7, 8, and 9. They're files. So if you have file 1, 2, file 2, file 3. So PDF file 1, PDF file 2, PDF file 3. That's Monday. You should be looking at that. Don't overwhelm yourself and try to look at all of it at one time. So here is Tuesday. So you're still in orientation because this is your first week of class. That's orientation, right? So here is 4, 5, and 6. Wednesday, 7, 8, 9, file 7, file 8, file 9. Thursday, same thing, 10, 11, and 12. 10, 11, and 12 is lengthy. I just put a double down here. That's all. Friday is 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. You are done. This is orientation. There should be an orientation video in there, but I also have orientation videos on the chat as well, y'all. So now, once you finish that, let's say you downloaded Monday. Friday, you should be finished with this. Okay, now it's time for you to start class. So your second week, put your date that you're getting ready to start to do your prereqs. What's your prereqs, Ms. Lambert? Medical billing is a prereq. Okay, now this is a 20-week course. So in the 20-week course, we do more than one class. We do more than one class in a 20-week course. So you've got your medical billing, right? You've got medical terminology in there. And you've got your step-by-step in there. So you got your medical insurance billing book. You should be doing chapter 1 and chapter 2. You got your step-by-step book. You should be doing chapter 1 and your step-by-step book, right? You got your medical terminology book. You should be doing. Now this is a 20-week schedule, so this ain't for y'all yet. And unless you choose to, it's up to you to pick which one you want to do. Okay, because if you get the advanced course, you can pick it however you want. If you get the smaller courses, then you have to go by that course. It's not this schedule. It's not this schedule. So it depending on which one you choose, right? Because remember I said there's different schedules. So this particular schedule is for 20 weeks, okay? In the Sapphire Portal, there is a schedule for the 6 weeks. There's a schedule for the fast track on the 10 weeks, right? That's in the Sapphire Portal. I'm just giving you an example. When you go on the Sapphire Portal, you can actually pick which one you want to do. Okay. So again, this is the first day. That's Monday. So Monday, this is what you should be doing. Okay. So if you want to be on a 20-week schedule, this is what you should be doing. This is the full program. This is not just a medical billing. Okay. So on Tuesday, okay, so I'm expecting, let me hit back to Monday real quick. This is week 2. Let's say this is your first week that you did your orientation. Monday, this is where you should be. Okay, student course schedule, Sapphire perimeters, week 2. Okay, medical terminology, right? Medical insurance, and your step-by-step. And right here, where you see, you can't see it, but it says review course directives, start reading assignment. What the reading assignment, Ms. Lambert? The reading assignment is medical terminology, chapter 1, which we've already did here. So you can combine your reading and go back to that, go to your chat, go to your medical terminology chat, go find the chat that I did for chapter 1. So in the medical terminology playlist, right? That's chapter 1 through chapter 22. What are we up to, Ms. Lambert? I believe chapter 19. So that's how you're going to combine these chats with this work. Okay. So, again, you know, step by step, especially those of you who already have your books, that's how you pace yourself. So let's say you do 11 o'clock, you want to do medical terminology. I'm supposed to do chapter 1. Ms. Lambert told me to do chapter 1. I'm doing chapter 1. So you're doing chapter 1 and you're doing your exercises. YTU, you do not have exercises from me because I cannot give you that on YTU. The Sapphire Portal people, they go in there, they get their test. You take that test, put it in the folder so that I can grade it. You must get a 70 and better. Okay? Sapphire, I'm talking to Sapphire Coding right now. So your medical billing will be chapter 1 and chapter 2. Combine that with the medical billing that we did in YTU. Go to the playlist for medical billing. You're going to look for chapter 1 that we did and chapter 2. You want to hear me talking about that chapter? All you're going to do is archive it if you have missed it. You archive it if you have missed it. Once I finish all these courses roundabout, it's repetitious. We do it again. Okay, the Sapphire courses are locked. You cannot get to those courses because it'll be more, but we will not do the locked courses yet. I have to see how this works out before I start locking courses. I used to do that before, and y'all was calling me like crazy. So that's the reason why I started unlocking the chats. Okay, so that's why we started doing the chats, and I wasn't locking them. So that's why all these chats are open. Okay, but you still have to follow. We got protocol to follow. Y'all remember, everything accreditation asks for, I already have. If they come for me, I'm ready. You want my crosswalk? I'm ready. How many hours does it take me to teach billing? I'm ready. How many hours does it take me to teach coding? I'm ready. What are they learning, Miss Lambert? I'm ready. You see what I'm saying? So that is why y'all see my program is detail for detail. It's nothing short. So when you go in the portal and you see so many different things in there, it is because I have to be accreditation ready. Online, I don't need accreditation. But when I go physical, I have to have accreditation. So I want to be ready when they come for me, I'm ready. So those of you who are in my class, you have an accredited program. I already know what they want because I've already passed. Okay, I've already passed at my own school. Okay, so again, this is your schedule, Sapphire. This is your Sapphires. Now, YTU, you don't get this because you are not in the class. When you join my class, you will see this. And this schedule keeps you on target. This is pretty much your program card. Okay, this is pretty much your program card. And no, you don't have to pay $27,000 for it. Okay, this is your program card. Okay, Valerie, that's your program card. When you go into your orientation, when you get into the Sapphire, you will see that in there. So, you know, you can't get lost. So this is the full program. It's a 20-week, that's the 20-week one. Some of y'all are going to go on to the longer 6-month one, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Even if you come in on a smaller one and you figure out, you say, I want to do the longer one, Ms. Lambert, you can do whichever one you want to, just as long as you stay on track. I don't know what I do with the other one, but just as long as you stay on track. So again, When you do the Sapphire program, it is blatantly easy. Some of y'all who are have been laid off, some of you have wanting to go back to school, some of you who just want to test the water, test the water. $60 is not going to kill you. Test the water, okay? Test the water. Check out the portal and see what you can get out of that. And a lot of you want to develop that into your own business. I put a you see this right here? There's a business plan. I put that business plan in there because some of you wanted to know what you need to do your business plan. My business plan, I don't know. My business plan is almost 100 pages, but you make your business plan how you want to, because when you go to that bank and you give them that business plan, they've got to know every step of what you're doing. So that's why I put that Bank of America business plan in there. For some of you billers and coders, that's going to eventually do your own business. You're going to do your own coding. Some of you are going to, what I used to do is have the downstairs. I turned that into my school. You know how they do a daycare? You know how just like they make a daycare, I literally made the whole downstairs in North Carolina, which I'm going to do again if I can't get a storefront. I had my whole downstairs into a straight school. You should see my students. I had a long table, and they all 1, 2, 3, Nikki and all of them, everybody used to be in there, and I taught in that part, and I made it just like a regular. You see how they do a daycare? You can do the same thing in your house. You teaching adults, you can do the same thing in your house. So don't sleep on the coding, y'all. Don't sleep on the coding. If the coding was not a big deal, they wouldn't have it in schools. They wouldn't have the billing and coding programs. I also have a billing and coding tuition on the Sapphire portal. As to, I can't show you that on here, but it's in the Sapphire portal. And in the Sapphire portal, it shows you how much they charge for billing and coding. I'm popping this up. I'm in the Sapphire portal. In my Sapphire portal, you can see that's the orientation right there. I just popped that up just to show y'all. Sapphire MIBC orientation 10, 11, and 12, orientation 1, 2, 3. You see, that's the same thing that's on my bookstore. Because there's some that don't want to come on the portal. That's fine, no problem. The Sapphire chat ebook, that's in there. The checklist is in there. The correspondence completion is in there. Your essay is in there. Your interview questions are in there. CIMO, that's your Meditech for EHR is in there. Yes, I have to teach you how to do the EHR. Okay. There's also in that Teams portal example of, I think I got a Medicare example in there. Yeah, I got a practice management in there. So that practice management, it just kind of gives you elements of what the EHR is, what is a practice management, how do we deal with issues also in the practice management, what will we look for? So you guys know when you go into Epic or Athena, Epic, we use for hospitals, Athena more for the physician offices, and in there you have different areas. The billers do the biller stuff, the collections, they got their own part, the front end got their own part. So in your practice management, I'm literally giving you a mimic of an EHR so that you can see what it looks like, and we talk about that in the class. No, I cannot put that in YTU. That has to be in there. And then everybody gets an email. I send everybody an email when I'm doing that chat. Okay? When I'm doing that chat. That chat is not something that I can do on YTU. You have to be in the Sapphire portal. So I encourage everybody to go on sapphirecoding.com, to go to that bookstore and go ahead and register for that program. Okay, it is very easy. It's just like when you go and buy something, it automatically downloads. And again, you know, it's no time frame. Even though I have the schedule for you, the schedule is to make sure you stay on track. The schedule is to make sure you stay on track. So I'm just going to pop this up because you guys know I try to pop this up every time we come in. So in here, it's just pretty much, you see this schedule right here. We also have a schedule for you. So you guys know when I first started doing the YTU, I wanted to show you what the schedule. Thank you so much, Valerie. I'll see you. this is schedule, and I make this schedule for YTU only so that YTU can see what we're doing. This is one of the first weeks of, I think, what was it, medical terminology? And this is kind of to keep you on track. So when I first come on, you guys say, okay, oh, Miss Lambert is getting ready to do medical terminology today, chapter 1. So some of you kind of got lost in it. So what I started doing was putting what we are doing in the description of the chat. Then you know what we are doing. But this is for every week. We put this on every week. I just don't put it on here anymore because you guys are getting confused with it. And there might be a time when I come from work late and I can't get in there. Okay. So again, for you guys to navigate through the full Sapphire Physician program, I encourage you to go on www.sapphirecoding.com and then go into the bookstore. So that other link that I put up there was the CMS link. It is a free CMS guide. That was the CMS link that I put up there. I'm going to snatch it up again because I put it up there and I didn't say what it was. So I'm going to put it up there. So this is the 2025 CMS guidelines. In case you do not have your ICD-10 book, that's the reason why I put that there, Miss Lambert. I'm also going to put up those links for the Kindle book, and because some of you may not be able to get the Kindle or your hard copy book. Okay, and I got a million things down there. They had nothing to do with no link, but let me get the link for y'all. So again, I want you guys to make sure that you read that description. So this description as well, I'm not going to forget the links. The description that you guys actually have underneath this chat, make sure you read it, okay? Because it also gives you insight on what the Sapphire Physician Coding is about. Is it a real program? Did she really teach coding? Let me see what the program is. It a real business? I've been in business for almost 13 years doing this. It takes a long time to even build up a business. When you're working and still doing a business at the same time, it is not easy. You have to grind. You're gonna miss a lot of stuff. You're gonna bar yourself from this one. You're gonna bar yourself from that. But if you don't grind, it'll never be mine. You see what I'm saying? So those of you who are doing that business, it's going to take steps for you to get there. You want to pass that certification, you got to be self-centered. You got to go over there in that corner and sit in that chair and just read that book. You have to. You have to. That's the only way you're going to pass that test. Okay, I ain't forget. I'm going to get the links right now. So, again, make sure you guys read the link that I put below. Let me see. Did I put the links below? I should have. I'll put them in there if I didn't. So again, that description that's on there, it gives you a little bit of an insight of what I just kind of talked about on there. After you register, you will get a one-on-one. That's in there. So a lot of what I just kind of described to you, there's the links. That's what I want. Thank you. Here's a link that I want to put up there. That's the AAPC link. I want to put that up there to make sure you guys got that. Okay. Let me see. AAPC is where you're going to take your test. So that link will be below as well. Do not sleep on that. That link is below. Check out AAPC. Sometimes we got to grind, man. Sometimes we got to grind. ICD-10, this is your ICD-10 book. This is from the Kindle. This is from some of you, again, who may not have your book and you want to test the water before we even start the class. Okay? Before you test the water, make sure this is something that you want to do. If you don't want to dive into this whole thing, okay, then you need to take a look at my ebook. That ebook is actually on chat here. I gave that book to YTU last year sometime. So you also can check that book out. I would also do that in case you maybe auntie or mommy wants to know what coding is about. What does Miss Lambert teach? What is Miss Lambert teaching? Something like that, and that's why I try to make sure I give you guys as much information as possible, because guess what? You have mother-daughter teams, coders. You know what I'm saying? That's like the best thing in the world when you got your mother and you working with her, y'all going door to door, finding the doctor that y'all get ready to code for. And when I say door to door, I mean online, on foot. They know how I do. I be all over the place. But when I'm all over the place, it's not to work for the doctor, it's to teach for the doctor. You see what I'm saying? Unless I have a doctor that I know that they know me from back in the days, and they know me that, because next thing you know, they want me to come in and do revenue cycle. No, I'm not doing that. Oh, I only have 10 people on my team. Lisa, come on. Yeah. No. You see what I'm saying? They need to join Sapphire Physician Coding. Okay, so check out those links over there. Do not sleep on the Kindle. So that's the reason why I put those links over there, so you guys can get those free books from the Kindle. So again, we are going to be in the coding in about 2 weeks. So just be prepared for that, and you have time for that. We just finished out of, I think, the indoctrination system. We just finished with indoctrination, and we're going into oncology. Oncology as in oncology medicine, and we are still in medical terminology. Okay, we just finished talking about the adrenal glands, the thyroid, diabetes. Okay, the indoctrination system was a very long chat. But again, if you guys want to know more about Sapphire Physician Coding, go to my website. When you go to my website, sapphirecoding.com, make sure you click on that link that says, do you want to see more, or do you want to go to the bookstore? That's going to take you to the bookstore. That's going to take you to the bookstore, sapphirecoding.com. Now, I don't want to single myself out from other, the YouTube classes, or I don't know how they do their classes. Well, in my class, we do one-on-one. When you register for Sapphire Physician Coding on that website and you check out with your tuition of $59, you get a Sapphire email, and you get a one-on-one, and you get a navigation tour through the Sapphire portal. The Sapphire Teams portal is just like any other portal, just like you was at work or you was at Trinity and we had to have a Teams meeting. Or if I'm having a Teams meeting with coders or anything like that, it's the Sapphire Teams portal where you can upload documents to me. You can send documents to me. I can upload books in there. The medical terminology book is also in there. You can hold a one-on-one. We can do a group discussion with everybody in the class. Most of y'all just like to do your ones-on-ones. If I have like a group of you all, if I have like 5 or 6 of you all that are registered at the same time, but sometimes you all know each other and you all want to do that class at the same time, I'll do 5 of y'all at the same time, or everybody will be in the same class. When I have students that start, Trina's starting on Monday, Evelyn is starting on Thursday. If Trina's starting on Monday, then Trina wants to just do me and Trina. Me and Trina will just do the navigate. Because you have some students that go, they don't want to ask questions from that student, or they don't want to. Some of y'all are asking the same questions, so I don't see what's the problem. So normally, we do everybody in a group, or we do, one-on-one. That way you can answer as many questions as you want. I kind of like the one-on-one because I do not let y'all go. If you see something on the portal, well, Ms. Lambert, how do you get in there? I forgot. How you do that again, Ms. Lambert? You just have to have your notes. When we get ready to do our one-on-one, make sure you have your notebook. I don't know what my little tiny one is. I got my big one right here. Make sure you have your notebook and your pen so that you can ask me as many questions as you want to. Remember, it is a self-paced course. You do have a schedule. Why, Ms. Lambert? Because it's going to help you stay on track. So if we do our theory right now, 1 hour theory, when I'm finished with this is not a class, this is a chat. We're going to do medical terminology in a few minutes. I'm a little late. I think, I got it for 6 o'clock? I think I got it for 6 o'clock. Okay, so we're going to do that medical terminology when we finish with this. When you finish with the medical terminology theory with me, it's time for you to do practice. YTU, you need the What's that? You need your medical terminology book, okay, for the medical terminology class. If you are not registered with Sapphire, I know, because y'all know I'll be having a time with this thing here. When I put it down, I feel like nothing's in front of me. When I put it up, it's like my neck is cut off. Okay, so I was trying to go in here to see if I have the book up already. Okay, so that's another book I probably ordered. All right, so what are we looking for? Okay, so we're looking for the books. It also, when you go on my website, that book is actually there. Hold on. I got to show y'all the book that has the answers and the questions. This is for the YTU students that have not enrolled into my class. You can still have the opportunity to get tests as well. Okay, you just have to get this book. Let me find the book. I'm going to share my screen. It's a Sapphire Physician Coding. Medical terminology right here. So the Sapphire Physician Coding Series 2. Yes, Ms. Lambert has written several books on medical billing, medical terminology. Same thing. Your next series will be the coding series. So this is a part of an 18 series right here. This is series 2. Okay, that's series 2. This is series 1. This is medical billing. This is series 1 of the medical billing. There are no tests in there, okay? But I did do the test for the medical terminology series 2. Now, this is for YTU. This is also for Sapphire. This is for my Sapphire students. This book also has tests and answers, okay? So you can get this to help you with tests and answers, okay? This is your guide to what medical coding and medical billing is. It gives you some examples of coding. It gives you examples of medical talk. It gives you examples of so many different things that you have not seen before in medical insurance billing. That's what this does. It tells you what the guidelines are, carcinoma, gout, also medical terminology, and it gives you an insight on a lot of the websites that you need to go on. So it tells you what a neoplasm table is, what is the ICD-10 conventions. So trust me, this book, what you see online helps you tremendously, especially if you say you're not really ready to learn medical coding. If you're not ready to really kind of get into a medical coding class, you could just get this book. Just get this book and read about it, and then you can see, well, yeah, this looks like something I want to do. But it's not going to be a killjoy to join my program for $59.99, because for $59.99, you get the same stuff that they teach you in a regular college. I'm not going to give you nothing that's unnecessary. I'm going to give you what you need for AAPC. AAPC.com is where you're going to take your test at. AAPC.com. All extra nonsense that they give you, it's not necessary. I don't care if you have a degree and you spend $22,000. I hope you be able to pay it back. But what we care about, if you pass your CPC, okay, and you know what you're talking about. And there are many, many people that will hire coders without the CPC. They will give you 90 days to get it. Okay, so again, I'm gonna drop this up here. This is your classes. These are your classes. This is everything we do in my class. Okay, so we're not missing anything. I'm gonna show you right here. We're here. That's where we at, right here. Oncology 19. That's where we at. That's where we're at. So you see, the way I do my class, I do it word for word. How I categorize Sapphire Physician Coding is exactly what you see right here. After this chat, I'm doing chapter 19, oncology. Chapter 19, oncology, there is a test at the bottom of that. There is a test. You see that orange book, Sapphire series? That test combines with chapter 19. That Sapphire series book combines with chapter 1. Your test for chapter 1 is in that book. Your exercises for chapter 1 is in the medical terminology book. Y'all clear on that? How I'm kind of specifying that? Okay. So, just, here, let me see if I can put it up. So, I gotta take that down. All right. So this book is the one I'm talking about that combines with the medical terminology book because the tests are in there. Now, these are tests that we use in the Sapphire Portal. These are tests that I made just for YTU, but they combine with, they're complicit with the tests that are in the language of medicine book. Okay? So this pretty much was, how we navigate through. I'm just going to drop the portal up there real quick. Can I drop it up? How we kind of navigate through the Sapphire Portal, what we can do in the Sapphire Portal. It is just like you having a Teams at your job, or something like that. The way it's just more. Teams can be created how you want it. It can be created how you want it. You have regular posts that you put in there. Like I can post whatever I'm doing right now. I can post it right here. Can you see that? I think I forgot to put it up there. All right, where are you? All right, here. So whatever I post, I can put it in the Sapphire Portal. I can put it in the Teams. I can put pictures in there. I can put notes in there for you guys. Anything that I need to put in for my students, I put it in there. When we get ready to have a chat, I'm sending everybody a text in chat. I'm sending everybody a note in the chat and let them know, okay, guys, we having chat. You see? So it's the YTU on the YouTube. Certain things I cannot do, okay? But certain things that I can do on, welcome to New Calendar. Certain things that I do here is for the Sapphire Portal. So some of you who are, in the YTU and who are doing the classes with us, these are just some of the things that we navigate through in the Sapphire Portal. And it's just showing you how much more stuff that we do in the Sapphire Portal. You have your own files in the Sapphire Portal. I have a file for every student. Every student has their own file because when you take a test, I need to grade the test. And I need to average out what you get. Once you pass all the competencies and all the tests, and then we do the cases, you pass those, then it's time for you to take your CPC. Time for you to take your CPC. So, it's 1 o'clock. So what we do here, it's a little bit minimal. If you join a class, you just get more in there. You get more, and you get more of a one-on-one with me, and I will follow you through the whole time. We don't let anybody go. I mean, if you start today and you next week, I don't see you for a week, I'm still going to contact you, XYZ. And then you say, oh, Ms. Lambert, I want to start again in October. Okay. It's no new registration or nothing. There's no new registration or nothing like that. I have students that started a while ago. If they are deactivated and I took them out, I'm just putting them right back in. There's nothing extra that they're going to pay. So if I have students that didn't catch that summer tuition and they've already paid $1,389 for the full program, they can come in that program anytime they want to. Ms. Lambert, where are you? Ms. Lambert, I know I got to get back on track. Okay. Nobody is left behind. Nobody. This is why I made the program like this. My students are all involved in this book. They're the ones who actually created what's in this book. They told me what they wanted, and I put it in this book. They told me how they wanted the program. We hate how if we do leave, then we got to come back and register all over again. Then they got to check with the bursar, see if we own anything. And then if we do owe something in the bursar, they got to put us on a payment plan. If we took a class and we didn't finish it, we still got to pay for the class. No, you don't do none of that here. Okay. In my college, yeah, I had to. I mean, if they failed, they had to take it again. They had to pay again. That's the reason why I made this medical billing and coding class, which was generally a coding class. It wasn't billing. It wasn't billing because billing to me is like, yeah, I'm going to show you how to do billing. Okay, you're reading, you're going to put it in your mind. Coding, you need to decipher that. You about to be a surgeon. Okay. And now I should have said it, because every time I approach somebody with coding, no, we go step by step in the coding. I gave you those 3 links to those books to start hitting those books. CPC wants to know if you have navigated through those books. CPC wants to know if you have read the Language of Medicine book. CPC wants to know, has she been doing, or has he been doing his due diligence? Has he been doing his due diligence and reading his CPC book? Does he know the CPC book? I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that link, and that's the main gist of CPC. That's what the CPC is about. A lot of what you guys saw me go through is, y'all heard me say, what is this? Share, make sure. Okay, I don't want to share. A lot of what you guys hear me say is, the question is in the answer. On your CPC, that's why I can't find it. Okay, on your CPC, the question is in the answer. There it is. The question is in the answer. And that's any test, even the GED or whatever, it's not all trick questions. But if you pay attention to it, you can see that they derive the questions and answers from somewhere. That's why the CPC is so easy, because you see the books that I give you, the step-by-step book, the Language of Medicine book, the Medical Insurance Billing book, the CPT book, the ICD-10, the HCPCS book. They made that test from those books. That's the key to you passing the CPC. You have to have read those books. You have to have, I'm trying to pull up, I'm pulling up the Kindle link that I put over there so I can show y'all what that Kindle is. You have to have read the books. This is the good part about it, y'all. The links that I put on the side, these are the links. This one is the HCPCS book. Okay, and you see how many pages, look how many pages that is. In the HCPCS book, this is the free Kindle. This one is just the HCPCS, okay? The other are the ICD-10, and then the other one. What is the ICD-10 and CPT? Same thing. But if you do not have your books yet, we haven't started the coding yet, so don't get scared. We haven't started it yet. But this is your go-to. Okay, if you don't have your books. If you don't have your books, this is your go-to. This is a Kindle. The most important thing is to read the guidelines. Any guidelines show you what to do. It tells you what to do. When you make a plan, you write down guides. If this doesn't work, I'm going to do that. I do it all the time. If I set out a goal and it doesn't work, all right, well, I'm going to do that. All right, that don't work, I'm going to do that. Nobody's perfect, but you have to have a plan. There's a plan that was made for this book. It's a plan that was made in this book to show you how to navigate through this book. It tells you what durable medical equipment is. It tells you what the J codes are. You see, started from scratch. That's what you have to do. So even if you were in, a school, a physical school, or our traditional schools, I would be either sitting at the front of the desk, I would be standing up at the screen, or I would be standing up at my podium, and you all would be out there where you all are at right now. What's the difference? What's the difference? They say online school, they give you more work. It's not that they give you more work. It's that they try to give you more insight in real life. They try to give you more insight online, so it doesn't seem like, oh, yeah, online, you had a paper degree. It's just a paper, such. Y'all know how they do. I had physical friends say, oh, it's just a paper degree. Next year, they were going, online and stuff like that. But I think online is good because you can go over what you need to go over. And we took, and that's how this actually bloomed up, because we actually integrated online and traditional school. So when I started teaching them the coding, I actually taught them the coding portion online in the portal. I had a different school portal than the one that I have now. When I was at the college, I did both. Because I wanted them to be able to work on that at home without me in front of them. And if they needed to get to me, they would discussion board me, Miss Lambert, I need you. So, there's so many different ways, for people to learn. So again, this one is the Kindle one. I'm also want to screenshot that other one, and that's a CMS for the ICD-10. Even though the ICD-10 is here, let's take a look at that one. Where is it? Because if you maybe you don't have Kindle. Let's start from here. I love this part right here because we talked about this the other day. And again, this is a part of navigating. The Sapphire Portal has this, and this is already in the Sapphire Portal. You guys don't have to download this. It's already in the Sapphire Portal. I put this link over there. Okay, this is ICD-10. Tell you about conventions, tell you about formats, placeholders, abbreviations. This is coding. This is the ICD-10 when we get ready to start the coding. I think ICD-10 is first when we start the coding. Okay. 5:48. I got to get into the other class, y'all. So we're done with this. I just wanted to put some of those other things up there, and this was just to kind of give you a heads up on how we navigate through the Sapphire Portal and what you get, from this Sapphire Portal and how you're going to learn. Even if you register, if you purchase a course for $59, or if you purchase one of the classes for $9.99, it's not a loss. It's not $27,000. Nobody holds your hand and make you sign papers to get a student loan. You sign a student loan because you want to learn, right? You want to stay in there and learn. Here, no student loan. Okay. So I appreciate y'all for watching. I got 10 minutes. I'm going to start that medical terminology class, oncology, in about 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys back in about 10 minutes. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget the links are below. I'm going to add them in there. If not, they're not in there. I'm getting ready to check them right now. Okay, I'll see you guys next time.